following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
First down, handoff, Elliott plowing to the goal line. Buried, sacked by Lawrence. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
Here are Mickey Spagnola, Brian Broaddus, Rob Phillips, and Bill Jones.
What's up? Welcome into Talkin Cowboys inside the SWBC Mortgage Studio. Rob Phillips hosting for Bill Jones today. He's still in the Christmas spirit. Brian Broaddus across the table from me. Mickey Spagnola will be joining us momentarily, I think. Kent Garrison producing next door.
Working by yourself today.
Am I?
Pretty much.
Wow, you don't sound good.
I'm not good. I don't feel good.
Did you have a Merry Christmas?
Oh, it was way too merry.
Am I talking too loud right now?
No, it's good.
Okay.
I feel okay. It's just don't ever go out with young people. That's all I'm going to say. You're a young guy, but I'm talking like 20-year-old kids. Don't go out with them anymore. Just a bad idea. It's not good. It's not good. I'm sorry I sound like garbage today. It's my fault.
You sound like you're working on the flu.
I've got a little bit of everything going on right now. It's not good. Not good.
You want to tell us what you did last night?
Well,
To celebrate Christmas?
Yeah,
to celebrate?
It's like a tradition with my best friend and his family that we play this game like Name That Tune. You know, we pair up and everybody has their iPads or their phones, and you play and you partner up and you just play songs. Mm-hmm. And it's something we've done now for 4 years, and it involves celebration along with it, as you know. But you keep score, and so my godson Jack and I we won for the third straight year, and we celebrated our victory out with Jordan Spieth's brother and all. We went out and had a good old time. Steven Spieth. And we had a great time last night. And
you probably didn't pay for a single drink either. Huh?
No, I did. That's what having a decent job. These bums. Steven's a professional basketball player, kind of in between, and Jack's working with Darren Woodson and those guys, Emmett Smith's company and all. So yeah, I mean these are young kids, and I made a mistake. I really did. I shouldn't have gone out with those guys. I should have done it. There's things in life you just shouldn't do, and I crossed that line last night.
I think you should have, and I know you're struggling through this hour, but I think
it's our busiest day. It is. Yeah. It's like you shoot me a mailbag. I'm laying in bed. I'm sorry. I got the mailbag. I'm like, oh, a Randy Gregory question. Here we go. Okay, one eye open. Yes, I think Randy's got a future. I'm just typing on my phone.
I had no idea. Just pull back the curtain.
Nah.
I send Brian 2 mailbag questions around 7:30.
And we appreciate the mailbag questions.
Yes, we love it.
We love the mailbag questions. We really do.
But it was a little early for you.
No, it's just because I got in just a little bit before they arrived. That's okay. Nobody wants to hear that. Got a game this week, don't we?
Yes.
Got the Giants this week.
We can talk Giants today. We can talk playoffs. What's beyond the Giants? Because there is something beyond the Giants.
Yeah, but
we know that.
By the way, I hope folks got to see our show last Friday. I thought you did a good job with some of those questions. If you have a chance, you hadn't seen it, go back and check that one out.
It was on Monday.
Was it on Monday?
Yeah,
when I say Friday?
Yeah.
I think today's Monday. That's probably why. It's okay. Today's Wednesday.
Because we had like a day and a half off,
yeah.
right?
Actually,
Wednesday.
Yeah, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Kent.
Appreciate you, Coach. But yeah, no, good questions though, and I always love the one about rest and rust. I love that question, and I love the okay, how do you play it, and how and this coach, I think this coach has developed a pattern of that. He's developed a pattern of I don't care what you, Brian Broaddus, think. I'm gonna play these guys. I'm gonna play them into the third quarter, and I'm like, and every play I'm holding my breath. I'm watching the game and I'm going, okay, Zach Martin, okay. I'm just that's how it is.
Because he's got like duct tape on that sprained knee at this point.
Yes.
I mean, he's been playing through this thing for a long time.
And I'm watching Ezekiel Elliott just bang into people for 4 and 5 yards a shot, and every tackle seems like it's a car wreck, and he's just violently getting slung around, and I'm going, my gosh, just give him a chance. But hey, they brought up Jackson. Well, we'll see.
Yep.
They brought up Rod Smith. I've said before, he's the giant killer last year at this game. It's supposed to snow, by the way, Robert. So when you do your pregame hit, make sure you have your overcoat and your Stetson felt hat on.
Is it really?
It's supposed to snow.
Oh, man.
So that's what I'm saying. Cold, snow.
Not the most ideal conditions when you're just trying to get out of there healthy.
Yeah, especially get everybody in a big airplane there and then get everybody home after that. That's, yeah.
Boy.
But I just, like I said,
So do you buy when Jason Garrett says,
I buy what he's saying.
Because he's saying, like,
oh, no,
if you're healthy, we're trying to go win a football game.
That's his mentality, and and good for him to have that mentality. The Scouts' mentality is, okay, if you hurt these guys now, I can't help you. I can't go down to, go get you another offensive tackle or go get you another guard, or I can't do
CVS.
Yeah,
They
I can't. I can't go down to Home Depot or or Lowe's or wherever and grab another guy. But I respect the coach for wanting to play that way because, me, I'm the hey, they're all must win. They're all must win. Yeah, they're all must win until I know I've got things kind of wrapped up, and then I'm trying to get this thing into the more important thing, the more important area of this season, the playoffs.
Hello, Mickey Spagnola.
Playoffs.
He's in the building!
How are you guys?
Woo! We're making it, Mickey.
Enjoy a day in the middle of the week that we normally don't get?
I did.
Good.
Yeah.
Brian came in for a little bit.
I had to watch the Giants. I haven't seen him since week 2. I had to watch him.
But you made up for it later.
I did. I just embarrassed myself, Mickey.
What did he do?
He had a late
Mickey,
night
I
last night.
I didn't get in until just a little bit ago.
Like an all-nighter?
Basically, Mickey. Yeah.
See,
Fans don't want to hear about my
I just want to say this.
Was alcohol involved?
Mickey.
I won't ask the next question.
Look. No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. I made it home. That's a positive.
Safely, yes.
Safely.
Yes.
Make sure if you're gonna do both, make sure you get home safely.
Just like my wedding, which is the only time I've really seen you just,
It was close last night, Rob.
You won Wimbledon that night.
Christmas night, what's open?
I tell you what, Mickey, you would be surprised the establishments that are open on
Really?
Christmas night. Yes. Now, not enough food stops are open, when you're going home, but
I'm trying to think if I've ever done anything Christmas night other than just
Mickey,
hang out at home.
really?
I don't think.
See, that's
ever
my
have.
problem. I'm like a once or twice a year guy.
That's what I'm saying.
And that
I've only seen you a couple times.
Your wedding was incredible. Again, here we are talking Cowboys, but
It's
talking
fine.
wedding. Yeah,
It's fine.
But yeah,
You got the playoffs sewn up. They're in.
yeah. But your wedding was.
You had that plate.
It's called a charger. The round, Mickey, the thing on the outside, you put your china in the middle of it. That round,
Yeah,
big round.
yeah,
It's called a charger. Rob was impressed. I held it up like I won Wimbledon.
Look, Dave.
I
won Wimbledon.
I won Wimbledon because that's if you're a tennis guy.
Was that before?
I had.
How long have you been married now?
2.5 years.
Oh no, I was thinking maybe that was before Uber, but yeah.
No.
Hopefully Uber was working that.
Yeah,
night.
he did. He did.
Yeah,
Good.
We were
Keep
good.
things safe around here.
We're a safe team.
So he's getting through it. He's fine.
Mickey,
Yes.
rust or rest?
Yeah.
Can I get in between?
I'm trying to find that path.
I think
I'm
there's
trying to find
common ground in between kind of keeping the momentum going for a while.
Yeah.
And then making sure that I don't incur any injury that's going to keep me or really hurt me getting into the playoffs. But I think for the majority of it, I'm playing a quarter, I'm playing a half,
Okay.
and then it's like, okay, that's good. We had a good week of practice. See, I think if you say we're resting everybody,
You're absolutely right about this.
then you blow off 3 days of practice. Yeah. It's a worthless week.
So what do? Do you
get ready for the Seahawks right now is what you do.
Well, yeah. But do you approach this week of practice?
That would get everybody's attention.
You practice Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. Do you tell guys?
No, I tell them on Sunday.
Tell them on Sunday.
Yeah.
How about
Because I don't want the other guys to think, okay, I'm chopped meat, I'm not important, I got to play.
Let me ask you this: what if you did it like the night when you're at the hotel, like
Saturday night?
Saturday night.
Or that.
Okay, our inactives this week, guys, are going to be
Yeah.
Aaron Smith,
And
Dak
then-
Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, and that's when that's basically when they told Cam Fleming that he was starting in the game. The game he had to Tyron Smith was also, hey, you're playing this week.
Walked in the locker room and they told him.
I think Mickey's onto something too, because you want those guys practicing hard, like the chance of them going to play.
See, I don't worry so much about preparing for the Giants as I do preparing myself. Yeah. What do I have to do to get my team better?
Yeah.
Not necessarily preparation for the Giants, but self-evaluation. And here's what we got to improve on. And you can do sort of like they would do during the bye week.
Yeah.
It's like it's about you.
Yeah.
It's not about getting ready for an opponent. And I just think you have to keep their attention. You cannot allow them to blow off 3 days of practice.
Excuse me. Can I ask you a question, though? Have they been playing playoff? I'm just thinking of this. Are they been playing playoff football for the last 9 weeks?
Yeah.
I mean, is it I don't know, Mickey. I mean, is it you want to stay on them, but do they need a break?
Well, I think you can.
I'm just asking that question because I don't have an answer.
No, I think you can kind of practice hard, but maybe not as long.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about the game. We're
Just
talking about
keep
practice.
You just got to keep their attention, and I think you got to keep because if I remember right, in 2016, they didn't know who was playing and who wasn't, and they ended up playing a quarter, right?
Dak played a little bit. Zeke did not play in that game.
No, and I'm okay with that.
That was the game at Philadelphia, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And remember, and then they put Romo in for a series. They went down and scored.
And then Mark
the only
Sanchez
touchdown in the game, and then Sanchez took over after that. Yeah. Well, hey, think about that game. Think about.
I try not to.
Or think about last year.
But
the same thing.
Yeah, other way. Yeah.
Foles was so bad. We're sitting there going, "Oh, they need to start."
Oh no,
guy.
the question after that game was Foles is like, Coach, short leash maybe. We've got to figure some things out. Well, they did.
I think Peterson,
that was the game that kind of made them figure things out about Nick Foles.
I think Peterson.
God, my voice sounds awful.
Oh, it sounds great.
Oh.
I love it. He said something like Sudfeld's got to get ready. Just be ready.
Yeah, be ready. Yeah.
We left there going Sudfeld should start next week.
I think I wrote that. I'm like, if the Eagles want to go far in the play, little I know.
So in 2016, the Cowboys ripped off how many in a row? They win 13 games.
11, right?
Yeah. Home field advantage.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you think the first half of the Packer game was a product of rust?
I do.
Now, they had a week off in between. This is a little bit different.
Yeah.
But see, you kind of had that 16th game off.
Yeah.
And then you didn't play the next week, and then you had to go another
that
week
was
before
a
you
long
played.
time.
And they didn't get going, like you said, until the second half.
Yeah.
Offensively, I don't know. They were way behind, weren't they?
They were a couple of touchdowns.
17-3.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
it was.
Yeah.
They the first 2 drives of the game, I remember Green Bay just down the field, and then you were in trouble a little bit there. And then everybody kind of woke up, and they had that bad penalty, the penalty on Bryce Butler, too many men in the huddle penalty, all that. Just a bunch of crap, one of those things. So, yeah, I mean it.
And the teams that you might be facing in a week and a half.
Yeah.
Seattle or Minnesota, right?
They got to play, right?
They got to play.
They got to play, yeah.
They can't be resting anybody.
Because Philly's lurking. They're trying to.
Why do I think Philly's going to get in this tournament?
Because they're playing really well.
I mean,
playing really well right now.
Does anybody trust Minnesota right now?
No.
Boy, they're got to be looking to themselves like Zim's thinking, well, Zim's like, this is what we want. When you're in, I'm like, no. I wanted this thing wrapped up a long time.
Seattle.
This really is a good problem to have if you're the Cowboys, especially because we've talked about it.
Oh.
The stretch they had, 3 games in 11 days.
Very fortunate the division wasn't what it was. And you know where I misevaluated the conference was the NFC South.
Well, it was looking good for a while.
I misevaluated Carolina and I misevaluated Atlanta. Tampa wasn't. Now New Orleans went nuts.
They just took the division.
But you beat the best team in the South,
And think about what happened because 12 weeks ago or whatever, it was the NFC least, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst division in football. Well, maybe not.
I don't think anybody wants to play Philadelphia.
Got a chance to get 2 teams in.
Right. Yeah. Philadelphia. That's what's great about this tournament is the fact that the 5th and 6th seeds can just you can go on the road. These teams nowadays, you go on the road and win games.
Sure.
You know, it used to be like you got home field in the playoffs, you're lock. You're lock. And I guess the numbers show that. I think the Cowboys are the last team not to get to the Super Bowl.
Is that right?
With the number one seed? Is that right, Mickey? Did you misquote me on that? I'm misquoting myself?
That sounds good.
I think Dallas was the last number one seed not to make it to the Super Bowl. I'm sure Kent is feverishly typing on the keyboard right now, looking that up.
There have been years in the last 10 years where wild card teams, like we're talking about, you got to play, you got to keep playing. Giants, Packers in 2010, they played here and won it. Baltimore was a wild card team. So
parity.
It's parity.
Because the reason why it didn't happen before is the reason you had the first seed, the reason you had the second seed was because you were a good team.
Good team.
So you should win.
Right.
Because you're playing an inferior opponent.
Right.
But I think as we've gone along over the last decade, things have kind of evened out quite a bit. So if you're the sixth seed, doesn't mean you're that much worse than the first seed.
No.
You have a chance, as we've seen here down the stretch with the top teams in the NFC.
Well, I do know this, though. If Philadelphia or Minnesota gets in, they've both played the Saints and both have lost. I mean, the Philadelphia guy, that wasn't that bad stretch for Philadelphia where they got embarrassed. I mean, I think it was right after the Cowboys had beat them. They went to New Orleans, and then it was a debacle down there. But you're right, Mickey. These teams, I think you play whoever you play, but I think you also have to be smart about what kind of condition your team is at this point in time. I think the one thing I've learned about once your team gets into the playoffs, people start to become healthy. You know, the bumps and bruises and stuff. Everybody wants to be a part of playoff football. And Mickey's been pool reporter at the Super Bowl. He's probably filed an injury report with no injuries, no reported injuries. You know, I mean, everybody, when the playoffs hit, it's like, okay, it's, all hands on deck. Here we go.
I got one more game to get to.
Yeah, I've been
dreaming about it my whole life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You just don't know when you're going to get back. And that's why you'll see guys like guys like Tavon Austin right now. He's anxious to get back out. The general manager said that this morning, on his show. He said, hey, I want to see, I'd like to see Tavon. I'd like to get a little film out there for people to see on Tavon Austin.
I'll give you the best example of that when the Cowboys went to the Super Bowl in '92 and Bill Bates had torn his ACL maybe 4 weeks ahead of that, 5 weeks ahead of that. They got to Pasadena, and he was trying to go out there and run and prove that he could play.
Right.
And ended up basically probably crying silently to himself on the sideline that I have played 10 years and I can't play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's the gut punch right there. I mean, these guys, this is what they live for. It's like the NBA. Rob, you're a big NBA guy. They get down to the playoffs. Everybody's like, this regular season, they kind of, and then they get in the playoffs. They're like, whoop, let's step it up. Here we go.
Yep.
So
and I think you can monitor guys' snaps while they play.
Right.
Like DeMarcus Lawrence doesn't need to go out there and play 30 plays in the first half.
No.
If he has 10, just put him in maybe to pass rush, keep him involved, get Armstrong out there playing a little bit more. Randy Gregory, Taco, let Taco.
Taco play the whole game.
Get him out there because obviously Crawford's not playing.
No.
I can't imagine that.
But I heard really good news of him walking around the facility and stuff. I didn't run into him yesterday or anything, but I heard he was moving well.
Jason Garrett told us Monday, functioning normally, walking around, looked like he's okay.
Good.
So that's great.
That's cool.
And this is a guy, he doesn't need to play in this game.
No.
I don't know if he physically would be able to yet. Like you said, it's got a pretty big boy stinger is what it was.
Big boy stinger.
Term to you.
Yeah.
So, but and Jason Garrett's right now, his line is, we're going to play this game.
He hasn't changed. I give him credit.
Yeah.
He's been very consistent about that.
But there are significant players on this team where you can qualify it and say he does need rest. We've talked about it.
I don't want to see 21 play.
21's had some,
He's my hope.
Some bumps and bruises. Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, DeMarcus Lawrence has been on the injury report this season. So there's a lot of guys that mean a lot to your team who probably could use a little bit of rest.
I'll tell you what.
And it's not, oh, we're just resting guys. They need it, and here's an opportunity.
Are we playing the quarterback or not?
I play him a quarter.
Okay, then I guess Amari Cooper can play maybe
Yeah.
Amari Cooper. I mean, Amari Cooper's big. Amari Cooper's just as big as 21 in this thing. If you think about the things he does, the plays he makes, but the stuff he opens up for other people too. I'm all for Noah Brown going out there and playing 65 snaps if he can. You know, Tavon Austin, I'm all for those guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, Beasley with the foot. Maybe.
Yeah, nah, I mean, I don't need to see.
Or maybe I give him a quarter and then go grab his helmet.
This is terrible on my part. Did they get Lance Lenore back, or we'll know that today on waivers?
I haven't heard that yet.
It'll be today.
It'll be today. Okay.
Yeah.
That one was a little surprising to me, guys. I'm not going to lie.
Well, it's a sign that Tavon's closer, right?
Yeah.
And your numbers at receiver then are heavy.
I like Lance.
But you
Lenore.
hate to lose a guy.
Yeah.
Because there's teams that are out of it. They're going to say, you know what?
Well,
I've heard
yeah.
so much about this guy.
Yeah. This is where bad teams kind of start playing the waiver wire. Even the last week, they'll bring guys up off the practice squad to make sure they don't have to sign them.
Arizona claimed Swearinger.
They did, yeah.
And they're out of it.
The Cowboys had no interest in him at all. And I know everybody out there was, why? But, you got a young safety that played his rear off the other day. That kid does not get a break when it comes to how he tackles people. And that was something I was worried about him rapid, but he's more than physical. Mm-hmm. That man, that Xavier Woods will throw his body around, and he really tries to do it the right way. He really does.
I don't think
he's not a headhunter. He tries to do it the right way.
I don't know what else he could have done on that penalty.
That was textbook. When Mickey and I go back to the meeting they have in next summer, and then Al Rivion standing there, Mickey's going to look at him and say, "Honestly, Al, you really that?" Mickey questions the guy. It's great. I sat there and watched him just question those referees. I'm like, yeah, get him, Mickey.
Wear the hat when you do it too.
We bought the hat there.
That's where we bought the hat, and I meant
we're
to wear
going
it.
back. Yeah, we're going back. We'll go back every year.
I've got a towel now.
Oh, good.
It's a black and white striped towel.
Like a racing.
It's on top of my computer screen upstairs. Yeah. I meant to bring it in so I could
just throw the flag
up
in the air.
In your next life, you were going to be an NFL official. I just know it.
If I didn't do what I did, I would have gone into officiating. I guarantee you that.
You see Mickey in those cold games, like at Soldier Field, all bundled up. He's got his hat on. Yep.
Maybe over the years,
I'd have been calling balls and strikes or technical fouls in basketball.
There you go.
You have the mentality of a ref,
and
too.
doing
you don't
a good
put up
job
with
at
crap.
it too.
Yeah,
Mickey would get in trouble because a coach would say something to him, and he would turn and say something back.
Oh, he would toss everybody, like in basketball.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, that temper. Okay, all right. Let's take our first break. When we come back, let's talk about.
Why am I laughing at that?
You mentioned Jerry on the fan. We'll talk.
Yeah,
Jerry set off.
Yeah, please do.
His interview this morning on the radio. Cowboys are back to practice. We'll give you a preview of that as well.
Jason Garrett at 10:35.
Yep, some injury updates and all that next on Talkin Cowboys.
Essilor has been helping Cowboys fans see better since 1972 so they don't miss a moment on the field. Get glasses with Essilor's best vision, clarity, and protection with the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package. 3 innovative technologies in one lens. For a limited time, you can double your lenses for free when you purchase the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package and get a second pair of frames. Find a participating eye care professional and details by visiting EssilorUSA.com. That's EssilorUSA.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you want the most interesting, up-to-the-minute Dallas Cowboys news straight from the Star in Frisco? How about exclusive and on command? That's right, news and nuggets you can't find anywhere else. With our exclusive Cowboys content on Alexa, you can have all the answers, secrets, stories, and more. What's Stephen Jones thinking during a game? What's Joe Looney's favorite pregame meal? We take your questions to Cowboys players and coaches, and you can hear the answers directly back to you. Just say, Alexa, open Dallas Cowboys.
If you're like me and you love... if you have a thing, then cutting the cord is scary. But then I found out I could switch to DirecTV Now and still get the live sports I love. No satellite needed, no bulky hardware, no annual contract, just...
Get the live sports you love. Try DirecTV Now for $10 a month for 3 months. Visit DirecTVNow.com. DirecTV Now. More for your thing. That's our thing. Use code REALDEAL. Limited time. Price for a little package. After 3 months, renews monthly at full price. Currently minimum $40 unless canceled. Prices may change. New subscribers only. Cancel anytime. Content varies by package and may be limited. Restrictions apply.
A man's Stetson doesn't just protect him from life's elements. It projects an unstoppable and legendary spirit, just like the men wearing silver and navy on the field every Sunday. Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. They are still the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find Stetson hats in the Pro Shop or at Stetson.com today.
Dr. Pepper is the one you crave. But how do you explain that craving?
Imagine being shipwrecked on a desert island. alone. Glass-like curls of surf pound the shore with Dr. Pepper-colored waves. Surrounded by desire, but you can't drink it because it's the ocean. Fish live in there. The only thing you want is Dr. Pepper, and you can't have it.
Now that is a Dr. Pepper craving. Dr. Pepper, the one you crave.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
Put Tommy John on your underwear that's guaranteed to never ride up. Trust me, I wear it. It's like nothing you've ever worn before. Plus, it's backed by the best pair you'll ever wear, or it's free. Guarantee you that. Shop exclusive Cowboys underwear at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys for 20% off your first order. TommyJohn.com/Cowboys.
Thank you, Mick. Welcome back.
Saw a lot of folks tweeting pictures. Like a guy tweeted one at Derek about his, hey, look what I got in the stocking. It was some Tommy John. I love it.
Was he wearing them?
No, he had him. He had just a picture.
Just
of him.
holding him up?
He was holding him up. Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, some dude tweeted us and said he got the Playmaker Jack Black
there you go.
package.
Thank you, folks, for doing that. Appreciate you.
I got both.
Playmaker packages.
You got both,
went
Ken?
over big.
I got Tommy John's and a little Jack Black care package.
All right.
It's
I feel like I
greatness.
drank a lot of Jack.
Starting my new year off right.
It is the way to start it off, Kent.
It is.
2019. We're almost
Fresh.
there.
Fresh and
Yes.
clean.
Oh, yes. So fresh and so clean. Mickey Spagnola. Did you listen to Jerry Jones this morning?
I did.
Any highlights? Any nuggets?
I think we sort of already hit on it, but he sounded like they're ready to put Tavon Austin on the field.
Please do.
And I believe a lot of it has to do with maybe throwing some plays out there to let the next opponent say, I got to waste 5 minutes of practice on that just in case.
Well done. Yeah.
And so it sounded like, obviously Zach Martin doesn't need to be out there, but he was kind of a proponent of
he's buying into his head coach's angle.
Yeah, right.
It did sound that way, didn't it?
The GM needs to think about replacing players. I'm telling you, don't buy into the. No, he's.
I mean, think about it.
He's got the coach's back.
Doesn't 10-6 sound much better than 9-7? I know at this point it doesn't matter.
Boy, we got some nice hats. That's all.
but I think
those hats.
I think 10-6 sounds.
Yeah.
Especially since I picked him to go 10-6.
Didn't the Giants win the Super Bowl at 9-7?
They sure did.
Yeah.
Nobody really cares.
Beat the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
They won. I think they won 3 straight road games. Right? Am I right? They won at Tampa, won at Dallas, and then won at Green Bay, and then won the Super Bowl on the road. So yeah, 4 straight road games in the season.
What else? Oh, he also, and I thought this was very interesting, talking about the season. That he really values them being able to dig themselves out of a hole. Yeah. That it was 3-5 and things got better, and he thought you could be more excited about that than basically anything else. Yeah. That they had the wherewithal and improved to the point. And his point was, hey, we lost some games to some really good teams, and they were close calls. Yeah. No, he meant the 3-5.
Oh, I got you. I'm sorry.
You lose to Houston.
Yeah.
At that time, Washington was hot.
Yeah. Their offensive line was together.
Well,
quarterback.
And you lose 2 games by 3 points. So he talked extensively about how he thought that was very valuable for the growth of this team.
More impressive. How they won in 2016 the division, or how they did it this year?
I would say 2016 only because, number one, how good the record was, and number two, your quarterback was a 4th-round draft pick who started training camp as your number 3 guy. I don't think anybody saw that coming, not to the level that they played. And Zeke was a rookie, and it was just kind of a magical season.
Right.
But I don't want to take anything away from what Mickey just said, the way they've climbed out of this.
That's
a
what
lot of people wrote him off. Most people did.
I mean, if you think about it, even though the first game was 16-8, we thought they were in over their heads against Carolina.
Yes.
And then, obviously, Seattle, it really wasn't as close as, what was it, 24-13?
Yeah.
It was like, ugh.
That was a tough one.
And then you go to Washington. And
they had to scrap and beat Detroit at home, 26-24.
Yeah, kick the field goal there, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Washington, and then you get beat by Tennessee, and you're ready to throw in the towel.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. It was, to me, as they were winning games in 2016, it was impressive how they did a great job. The offense was just humming along. Your rookie quarterback, rookie running back, and it's just such a magical type of a run. I think I'm more impressed by what they just did. I think I'm more impressed by them going and winning a game in Atlanta. And okay, Atlanta turned out to be, Jacksonville. Mickey was right about Jacksonville. I mean, I'm just saying there were teams at the time that you thought, damn, Atlanta, they scored 31 points at home. Man, how do you stop them? Remember that whole week I was just telling you, oh, you got to do this. And he went out there and shut them down.
Yeah.
And then you beat a New Orleans team that was extremely high. I just feel now that season 16, he went the quarterback won a game at Pittsburgh.
That's the one I was thinking.
And he won a game at Green Bay. And not many rookie quarterbacks get to live to tell a story. One day he's going to be retired out of Mississippi fishing with his grandkids. He said, yeah, your granddad won a game at Heinz Field against Ben Roethlisberger, who they just stuck in the Hall of Fame,
Winning drive.
Exactly. Hey, I took Aaron Rodgers, went toe-to-toe with Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Fame guy. Yeah, your dad or your granddad, you know what I'm saying?
Those
are impressive. But the hole they dug out of when it looked, it looked so bleak. 3-5 just looked like going to Philadelphia. You're thinking, this is over. All right, Broadus, fire up the coaching talk again, you idiot.
I think you're swaying me.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
No, I'm looking at the schedule right now, and they went on the road at Philly, but it's that 3 games in 11 days, 12 days.
It changed their whole season.
You beat Washington on Thanksgiving, and then it's you don't get that 10-day break after Thanksgiving. 7 days later, you're playing the unstoppable New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
And what they were able to do, and then coming back after the break and beating Philly in overtime at home, showing a lot of guts there. I don't think anybody thought not only could they come back and win the division, but win it with a game to spare. 3-5.
Right.
It really is incredible what they've been able to do.
Jerry kind of compared it to when he first got here, and they blew the whole thing up.
Yeah.
And they were awful. And he pointed out, he goes, and everybody was saying, these guys don't know what they're doing, And he goes, and we changed some tradition, meaning people that had worked here for 29 years.
Oh, they had a lot of them. Yeah.
And then
worked with them in NFL Europe.
And basically dug themselves out of the hole they kind of created, trying to get better, and then in 91 they made it to the playoffs. And so it was like digging yourself out of a huge hole, and it's very gratifying than just inheriting something and going forward. Think about his life. He dug himself a pretty good hole.
Yeah.
And he kind of dug himself out of it. I thought that had a lot of meaning to this run to get into the playoffs.
But there are some parallels between this one and 2016, and I'm talking about dealing with injuries, because 2016 was so impressive to me, obviously, because of 2015 when Romo went down. They couldn't do anything. This year, defensively, Sean Lee's been out for a large portion of this season.
Healthy scratch.
Didn't play last week. Only played 7 snaps the week before, and what this defense is doing, what these young linebackers are doing, really impressive. It's just night and day from the season before, both those years.
Every weekend that we do a post-game show, I look at the tackles, and it's either Van Der Esch or Jalen Smith. Every weekend. It's Van Der Esch, Smith. And sometimes they'll flip, And then one day you'll get Van Der Esch will make all the tackles, and Jalen Smith will knock down all the passes. And I never would have believed that I would have seen Sean Lee be a healthy scratch for this football team. I would have never that if you just said, okay, go to Vegas, Rob. You and I, we like to go in the sports books. When we're allowed to.
Back in the day.
And if you said, okay, put a ticket down on Sean Lee will be a healthy scratch this year for the Dallas Cowboys. The odds on that, after what you know about Sean Lee and how important he was to the team, I know myself sitting here talking about on these shows and all the things we do, the happy hour shows and stuff. Oh no, don't worry about Sean Lee. You got to put him in there, get him back in there, get him back in there, get him back in there, and then what? don't need him, and I don't mean don't need him in a bad way. I mean they just don't need him. They have survived the of having Sean Lee. They've survived the.
Yeah, and
I'm trying to say.
No, I hear you. They've been able to withstand not having him on the field.
Two linebackers have made him a guy that's standing next to you and I.
Now, Jason kind of qualified a little bit, Mick, the other day, Christmas Eve. He talked about how Anthony Brown's injury kind of led to that situation where he was inactive because they needed somebody to be able to play special teams.
Yeah.
And they're still trying to manage Sean's reps back. And so you weren't going to play him much anyway.
No, it was a 13 to 15 rep thing, and he doesn't play special teams. But I never thought I'd see a game, though, where Sean Lee, even playing 13 or 15 snaps, wasn't going to play.
When you got to win to get into the division title.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. That to me was really – that just shows you that's what Jerry Jones needs to be proud about. The fact that he had – blowhards like me telling him, "Oh, don't draft Jalen Smith. He can't. He's got a brace. He's got his nerve problems. I mean,
there's a lot of risks there. No question.
I mean, Dr. Cooper, give him a tip of the cap to him as well.
Mm-hmm. He should get a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
No, for what he did.
Who, Dr. Cooper?
Yes.
Oh gosh, it's incredible. I love
the athletic training staff.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then he's wearing the LBJ hat.
Well, no, he's wearing the hat. The back in the day. Geez, I wish I knew the doctor's name. But back when I used to come to the games in the 70s, the team doctor for the Cowboys wore the exact same hat.
It was Dr.
I'm sorry.
Nick Knight. Dr. Knight?
Dr. Knight. I don't want to get the man's name.
No, I think that's what it was.
He was Tom Landry's guy, and he wore the hat that.
But I think Dr. Cooper said it's one of those hats
in honor.
LBJ used to wear.
Yeah, he wears it in honor of him. And that shows you the respect he has. But yeah, I mean, Jerry Jones has made some incredible moves. And when we want to be critical and we want to point the finger of things he's made, he did everything he could to try and make this team go. Him, Will McClay. Yeah. Steven, give Jason Garrett quick. Jason Garrett has a voice in that room too.
This season, and it didn't unfold identically, but it ended sort of the same. Just reminded me of 1991, and right before the season started. By the way, they traded for Steve Berline.
Yeah,
it was like, okay, backup quarterback from the Raiders. Yeah. He was crossways with Al Davis, and Davis was trying to get rid of him. And I don't remember what they might have given up, a 4th round draft choice, something like that. Anyway, they started off pretty well. I believe they were 5-2, and then they ended up 6-5, and they had 3 road games in a row. And all the anal people were, you're done if you got to play 3 road games in a row. And they lost the first 2. Mm-hmm. One of them, I believe it was to Houston in overtime. And the last one was at Washington. And Troy Aikman suffers the sprained knee in the early part of the third quarter. And Berline comes in. They win that game. And then they won the last 4. So they ended up with a 5-game winning streak to finish 11-5. And went on the road to Chicago where they had no business winning, and they beat the Bears 17-13 with Berline at quarterback.
Yeah.
And so they kind of dug themselves out of a hole that they created, and on the strength of a trade that they made early in the year to bring Berline in, who played awfully well down that 5-game winning streak.
That's all you can ask. Mm-hmm. If you're a fan of this team, all you can ask is your front office give you hope. And a lot of people were very critical of the Amari Cooper trade, but it was the right trade at the right time. I mean, it's the Cowboys are going to pick in the 20s now. I trust you. When we start the draft show coming up here in another month, there's not going to be a player on that board at 25 that's better than Amari Cooper. I'm just telling you that right now.
And it's for the future.
It's for the future.
He'll be 25 next year when he's playing with Dak Prescott.
And I can hear our buddy Stephen Thomas out there right now. Oh, you know what though? You gave up the money. You gave up the and I'm like, but you got to do what you have to do right now.
And you're giving yourself a chance this season. And another comparison to 91, that was a pretty young football team, right?
Yeah.
Very young. Yeah. I mean, we're talking you had gone 3-13, 1-15, 7-9.
Yeah.
and they were one win away in 90 from going from the worst team in the league into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Actually, they didn't even need to win if I believe it was the Saints had lost the last game of the year. They were going to the playoffs at 7-9, and everybody was at Cowboy Cafe watching the game on the big screen.
The big screens, yeah, yelling.
The old Cowboy Cafe.
Players were all in. It made it easy for me because I had to do a story after the game, and I had everybody there with me.
I think I showed up there last night on my way home.
Hangover the movie?
I just kind of walked in there, I think.
Cowboys Cafe is long gone.
It is long gone.
All right, let's take our final break, and during the break, we'll try to piece together Brian's night. We'll try to figure out what happened. When we come back, we'll finish breaking up. We're breaking down Cowboys in the wild card round.
Giants, too, a little bit.
Giants a little bit, and maybe how far this team can go next on Talkin Cowboys.
If you're like me and you love... if you have a thing, then cutting the cord is scary. But then I found out I could switch to DirecTV Now and still get the live sports I love. No satellite needed, no bulky hardware, no annual contract, just...
Get the live sports you love. Try DirecTV Now for $10 a month for 3 months. Visit DirecTVNow.com. DirecTV Now. More for your thing. That's our thing. Use code REALDEAL. Limited time. Price for a little package. After 3 months, renews monthly at full price. Currently minimum $40 unless canceled. Prices may change. New subscribers only. Cancel anytime. Content varies by package and may be limited. Restrictions apply.
It's time for tailgating with the OtterBox boys.
OtterBox? The overprotected phone case company?
Yep, and they've got an essential tool for your next tailgate party. The bear-resistant venture cooler.
Now wait. In all my tailgating days, I've never seen bears tackling brats on the blacktop.
And you never will, because a venture cooler with a locking kit is basically bear repellent.
Can't wait to try it out at my next tailgate.
That's been Tailgating with the OtterBox boys. Visit OtterBox.com to learn more about their certified bear-resistant venture coolers.
Do you want the most interesting, up-to-the-minute Dallas Cowboys news straight from the Star in Frisco? How about exclusive and on command? That's right, news and nuggets you can't find anywhere else. With our exclusive Cowboys content on Alexa, you can have all the answers, secrets, stories, and more. What's Stephen Jones thinking during a game? What's Joe Looney's favorite pregame meal? We take your questions to Cowboys players and coaches, and you can hear the answers directly back to you. Just say, Alexa, open Dallas Cowboys.
Now's a good time to tell you that SeatGeek is the new source of tickets for all your football needs this season. SeatGeek makes managing tickets easy, whether it's buying or transferring to a friend. They even tell you the best deals for every game based on their deal score technology, which rates every seat on historical data, price, and location. Download the SeatGeek app on your phone and take $20 off your first purchase using code DALLAS at checkout. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
A man's Stetson doesn't just protect him from life's elements. It projects an unstoppable and legendary spirit, just like the men wearing silver and navy on the field every Sunday. Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. They are still the official crown of all self-respecting cowboys. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find Stetson hats in the Pro Shop or at Stetson.com today.
That's what she said.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
And if we're talking Cowboys, we're talking Jack Black. And I told you guys about the Playmaker to get this before Christmas and put it in a stocking. I did for two folks, and they thought that was the greatest thing in the world. They got Jack Black. And I guarantee you, once they try the little tester tubes, they will be buying the large size, big boy Jack Black creams, beard, lube.
Always has to repeat that.
Turbo wash.
Rob, you can use some beard lube today.
What's the deal?
Just quit?
Did you run out of Jack Black?
You must have gone out with me last night.
Maybe I did.
You even showed up. I didn't know you were there.
And by the way, if you're already a fan of it and you've run out, you go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys. Get you that Playmaker. Get the gift sets that they have, and you'll be a happy camper. GetJackBlack.com.
Georgia Tech.
It's like the kid,
the Ramblin' Wreck.
Kid who's jumping on the trampoline just one too many times, and then face first on the metal part on the outside. Just a little bit too long, but that was good.
Trip to Parkland.
You know what made me think of that?
What?
I was looking at the guys that were on the practice squad.
Yeah.
And there was like 3 or 4 of them I didn't even know they were there.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the one guy that Jason refused to say his last name.
Oh, it's the Shatu?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got it out well enough we won't ask you to say it again.
Shatu.
Aziz.
Defensive tackle.
Yeah. He gives him a good look from what I've told. You know, he's a really, I hear him do a little scouting report on this young man. Really quick. Like a you know, one of those guys that kind of a high motor, high effort. You always the tag guys like that. But this guy's got a really good first step. So what he do? They put him out there, and he just he goes flying to the corner, and like guys like Lyle Collins. I mean, they're having to defend their corner, and you know, I've heard if you watch like people practice against Tyron Smith wants them to go like full tilt against him.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. He's not like a brother-in-law guy where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna take it easy on me kind of guy. I mean, they go full rep, and he's kind of it's impressive. A guy all pro tackle, and the Shatu is like trying to beat him on a speed rush, and he's walling him off and all that. I mean,
can you pick the guy out of a lineup?
I don't think I can. He's number 65. I know that.
How about Oni Amoli?
Yeah.
Who are you?
He's a local guy too.
Is he?
Yeah, he's from the area. They just signed him recently.
Yeah, he's the center, right?
Capel.
Yeah, he's number 65.
67.
67. He's a center. Plays center, and he's like the swing center guard.
And what about Cody Wickman?
Cody Wickman is another offensive lineman?
Guard, Fresno State.
Yeah. I think he's been here the whole time, though.
Mariposa, California.
All right.
Sound like a pretty place. Mariposa.
I mean, the first guys I kind of recognized, but I got down to those last 3 or 4, and it was like, who's he?
Practice squad is fluid.
Alumba,
Yeah. Been there all year.
Who was, okay, gosh. Oh, help me, Mickey and Rob. The kid that was traded before we went on the air, Houston preseason game, and he went to Kansas City. They traded him for the guard. He started at corner.
Charchandrick West, is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I can't argue.
It feels like a year ago.
I can't argue with you if it's wrong.
No, Ward. It was Ward. Ward was his last, not West, Ward. I can't say the first name the right way, but it's Ward is his last name.
That's right.
In Kansas City, they were trying to move guy. I mean, the Cowboys were trying to move. Cowboys wanted to keep the guy, and then they ended up
trading him for Anger.
Yeah, Anger.
Yeah,
the guard who got hurt like the second practice he was here. That seemed like it forever ago.
Yes,
but he started.
About that.
He started last week for Kansas City in the game. Yeah, everybody liked him a lot. He was a big time player.
Trevarius Ward, DB, and he had a good camp.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Him and Alumba and those guys. Yeah, they really liked those guys, and they ended up. The Chiefs got him, and he's been with them the whole year, and he actually had to start the other day.
You remember Anger's first day?
First day?
First name?
Oh,
Parker.
Yeah. I was going to say Pete. Parker.
So they moved.
It's a long season, isn't it?
Oh,
gosh. So they took CJ. They activated CJ Goodwin.
Yes.
He had been on reserve, injured reserve.
Flyer.
Get another. Yeah, they could use one to get down there and cover punts.
How about kicks? How about kickoffs? If people are bringing the ball out of there, my gosh.
But they've exposed Lance Lenore.
Yeah, we'll know today.
We'll know about that coming up.
3:00 today.
How do you feel about Anthony Brown this week or in the next couple weeks with his back?
I think maybe in 2 weeks he's good. They seem encouraged when at the end of the week they just thought it was best to let him rest up and try to get that thing under control. But they were feeling better about it. So, but not good enough to play him.
All right, Ryan Broadus, you spent time on Christmas Day breaking down the New York Giants.
I did look at the Giants a little bit because I hadn't seen them since week 2, and they're a little bit different team now than they once were. They've kind of made some changes. You know, the right tackle is now Chad Wheeler. They've moved on since, and that's really this offensive line still is the problem. You know, Eli Manning's still the trigger man. Saquon Barkley, it's everything we thought he was going to be. They throw him the ball. When they hand it to him, he makes people miss. They've been playing without Odell Beckham the last couple of weeks. I don't know if Odell Beckham will be back this week. They might just, But again, they've had some problems with Nate Solder. They gave Nate Solder a bunch of money for from the Patriots to play left tackle, and he's had his struggles. Will Hernandez looks better. They drafted him from UTEP. He's playing the left guard. With Spencer Pulley's now the center. When the last time the Cowboys played, John Greco was the center. So they've made some switches in the offensive line. I thought for a while there they were going to be good enough to be 8-8. They were kind of making a little bit of a run there, and then the last couple of weeks they've kind of spit the bit. So we'll see. We'll see how they play it with Manning. They on defense though, a lot of the same guys still. It's not Snacks Harrison is no longer there. Keep an eye on this B.J. Hill from North Carolina State. He's listed as a defensive end, but he plays as a defensive tackle. He's one of my under-the-radar guys I wrote about today. I like him. I think he's playing really kind of out of position. They play a 3-4 front, and so he plays like a defensive end, but he's really more of a defensive tackle. And so he's a rookie that's getting a start for him. Olivier Vernon is still there. B.W. Webb, our old buddy B.W. Webb, is playing corner for them right now. Landon Collins is still there. Janoris Jenkins. So, yeah, they've changed a little bit since the last time that the Cowboys met them, mainly on the offensive side of the ball. But it's, I tell you what, though, I'm glad, though, it didn't come down to having to go win a game there. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad it didn't, because you never know. I mean, the Giants, at times they've looked really good, and they still. I'll tell you again. Here's another. I forgot about Evan Ingram, the tight end. Here's another matchup of another tight end that they're going to have to deal with. Evan Ingram had 7 catches the last time these two teams met. I went and watched him, and primarily there was some zone coverage with Mickey Hates, and he's right about that. And then there was Jeff Heath kind of taking him on a couple of routes and stuff. So if no Beckham, then he's going to be your primary guy. Him and Barkley are going to be the primary guys that you're going to have to deal with. And I'm saying this in a way of young guys playing. Okay, let's see. Kayvon Frazier. Let's see you cover Ingram. That's kind of how I'm looking at this game. How's Randy Gregory going to rush against Nate Solder? I want to see those kind of things. And see if these young kids can make some plays.
I'm trying to think of the last time. I think it was 2011. They went to the Meadowlands having to win the game to get in, and they lost. And I think the Giants went on to win the Super Bowl that year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very different – it's a situation you don't want to be in.
No.
Because it's a division rival, and you flip a coin, and anything can happen. And the tenor feeling around this game is much different than it could have been this week.
Yeah, you just don't want to have to go, and especially if the conditions are calling for 34 degrees or 31 degrees in snow. You don't want to have to deal with that. And you don't want to have to deal with Saquon Barkley. And if he gets 150 yards, so what? Okay. We'll see you next year. We'll worry about you next year.
Right.
But yeah, those division games are tough, and the Giants. I'm sure the Giants are going to try and Pat Shurmur, the coach there. They don't want to lose.
Oh, they want to finish.
They want to finish on a strong. I mean, they've had 2 bad games in a row here where they were actually playing pretty well, and then they lose. So I'm sure they want to finish on a high note, and Jason Garrett, I'm sure he wants to finish on a high note. But we've talked about this at length. At what cost? What cost? Jason Garrett will play all the games. He'll play them. He'll tell you there's only 16 of these. And he's not wrong.
Yep.
Not wrong.
What you looking at, Mick?
I was trying to see how many catches Ingram had, but he's not listed in here. I don't see it.
He's missed time, Mickey, so he's not going to be. He's missed like 3 or 4 games. There was a stretch where he missed like 3 games, and then he's just now come back. But I know against the Cowboys, I watched him play specifically because I wanted to see how they played him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where he was 7 targets, 7 catches. His high number was Tennessee. He had 10 targets and 8 catches in that game, and that was just recently here. So
if I'm reading this right, he doesn't even have 37 catches.
Yeah, he's missed probably 5 games this year because of injury and stuff.
But you know who's second?
Who's second?
Some guy named Ernst.
Yeah.
And he broke Jason Witten's single-season tight end record.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, this past week.
How many does he have? 100 and what?
100. I think I saw 113.
Jeez.
What did Witten have?
He has 113. He's second in the league to Thomas, New Orleans, with 120. Witten had, I think, 110.
He had a 100-catch season?
Yeah.
I remember he got like a 90. He was in the 90s a couple times.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you mentioned the Giants' offensive line, and obviously that's been a struggle for them.
Let's see if these young guys can get some pressure. That'd be good. Taco and those guys, why not?
It got me thinking. Taco's been out. He hadn't played for a few weeks.
Yeah.
And we had a mailbag question on Randy Gregory today, who's playing 6 sacks in 13 games. And just the more
Ask
and
Mickey
more
that question. Ask Mickey the same question.
Well, the more experience he gets, the better.
Yeah.
Right? Just let him keep playing, keep experiencing things. We had a question on before we get out of here. Randy Gregory, do you think he can be consistently dominant like we saw against the Bucs last week, or do you think he's going to be more of a good player, just a good player? As his ceiling.
The question is, good player, or will he be a guy that, I'm not saying DeMarcus, but I'm just saying, a guy that's going to get 8-9 sacks a year.
So I'm trying to remember how much did he play last year?
No.
He did not.
No, not at all.
And he basically didn't play in 2016.
2 years.
He played one game in 2016.
That's why you're trying to gauge where he's going to be.
He got to training camp this year, right? Some point.
Yes.
Yeah, he was there for the start of camp.
Yes. God, I can't remember.
But he didn't practice right off the bat.
Yeah, I think he missed most of the offseason. Is that right? I'm trying to.
He was not reinstated until training camp.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, and he's done this with that.
Right.
Watch out for him. If he keeps himself on the straight and narrow, he seems to be on a pretty good path right now. Boy, what he can do is look. The sack fumble, he got ridden off the play.
Oh,
and he did not give up.
No, not at all.
It's not like he's pretty boy out there. I got all these great skills. He came storming back to get Jameis Winston from behind.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, Winston probably thought, that guy's long gone.
Oh, and let me tell you this. I'm going to break that play down for you today. They were Deshaun Jackson was wide open, and that's who he was loading up to throw the ball to. Jackson had beaten Awuzie on like he was going to run the slant. They tried to pick Awuzie, and then Jackson broke off the route and went up the field. Awuzie was a good 5 yards away from him, and your quarterback was loading up to throw him the ball right down the middle of the field when Randy Gregory hit him from behind. I'll break it down for you guys today on Dallas Cowboys.
And you know what? And I just hope he's gotten to the point where he's enjoying himself, because this has been such a struggle.
Sure.
And I can't remember if I mentioned this on Monday or not, but after the game, I got in there late after listening to Jason.
Yeah, you
and
said
evidently he had already talked, and I didn't hear it. And I went up to him, and he was, I said, "Come on, man." He goes, "Yeah, I don't like to talk. I just want to play."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, there's something to be said for that." I said, "But you need to enjoy this, and
It's been a long journey for him, man.
Yeah,
long journey.
And you just hope he's enjoying it.
Yeah,
enjoying it to the point where now I can take care of the other stuff, because I love this so much.
Yeah.
And that was Marinelli's deal when they drafted him.
Yeah.
It was like, if the man loves football, he'll do what he needs to do to continue playing. And maybe he's gotten to that point.
He's one of a lot of young guys stepping up for this team, and they got one more regular season game to go. We'll be back on Thursday to talk about it with Bill Jones. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks to Kent for producing. We'll talk to you then.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.